There's no how the spirit of truth can come and function in a generation without somebody.
Yes.
Because he said that the spirit of truth, the world cannot have it.
Yes.
So it means somebody will bring it by himself and hand over that spirit into somebody that he chooses. So that person can be the one now that will do the guiding.
So when you interpret who a neighbor is to you, and you go ahead and practice it and do it, and at the end, what it was meant to achieve is not achieved, that means it was a wasted effort.
Yes.
When you submit to God, He will be able to define to you who a neighbor is.
Yes.
Because when you don't hold on to Him, you can take anybody as your neighbor.
Yes.
The man who was willing to justify himself has defined the neighbor to be the one who had compassion, showed mercy on him. But when you read other places, you see people coming to the master and say, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. That is to show you who should have mercy.
Yeah. So when you use that word, if you love me, keep my commandments. It's telling you, if you love yourself, keep the things I said.
Yes.
Because that's what is going to help you.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another moment of this program, a New Direction podcast. Today, we bring to you another interesting topic for discussion. But today, I have with me here my brethren that will join me for the discussion. I have Brother Uche.
Good morning, all.
I have Sister Yuti.
Good morning, everyone.
I have Brother Savior.
Good morning, everyone.
And I have Sister Odwak.
Good morning, everyone.
My name is Brother Kufre. We'll be discussing on the topic, who is our neighbor? That's what we are going to be discussing today. But like we keep saying in this podcast, that what we share with you is according to the concept of the Spirit, not the idea of men. Yeah, we men, we have the way we have been believing things. We have the way we understand things. But He who should define everything for us, all things, is God. But the question that we keep asking is that, how is God going to be the one to define things and show us a way out if we do not believe that God as a spirit will be seen in our generation in a person to guide humanity? That is the reason why we have this podcast for you. We bring you that good news to let you understand that present, that spirit has been made available in our generation. So everything we share with you is according to what comes from that personality. So all you need is to reason with us. But I know that the only way that you can reason with us is when you drop what you believe in. How do you drop what you believe in? You listen to what we discuss and also tie it to what we all have been believing in. Because whatever thing that we believe outside there is also what we have been believing in. So it's not a new thing, but we try to plead with you out there to understand the reasoning that we need right now in our world so that we can know how to apply things and apply things the way God wants us to apply to get that solution that we all desire for. So today, like I said, we will be discussing on who the neighbor is. So we are going to start our discussion by reading through Luke chapter 10 from 25 to 37. Let's get there.
Okay.
Luke chapter 10 from verse 25. Then you read to 37.
Luke chapter 10 from verse
25.
Are we all there?
Yeah.
Yes.
And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? He said unto him, What is written in the law? How readest thou? And he answering said, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. And he said unto him, Thou hast answered right. This do, and thou shalt live.
Okay.
But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Jesus, And who is my neighbor? And Jesus answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho.
Before you get to that, I would like us to take a claim of something there. There's a statement that you just put there as you are reading it. He said, he willing to justify himself. Now asks, who is my neighbor?
Yes.
Yes.
You can see that statement.
Yes.
He willing to justify himself. Asks, who is my neighbor?
Yes.
So it means whatever thing that is going on from that moment has a clock on it that somebody need to at least understand that there is a mystery in it.
Yes.
That's why it's a parable.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So everyone need to understand this because there is a way we all men, we men as a whole, see this scripture anytime we talked about it.
Yes.
So that is the light that we want to share today with our viewers.
Yes. And
so
it is important for we to look at, as
Yeah.
you mentioned.
Yes.
Because we men today in the world, this is where we derive our way of doing things.
deeds.
Yeah.
You
Our good
understand?
deeds.
From
Yeah.
not from the master. We take it from the person that willing to justify himself before the master.
Yeah.
But look at what the justification is before God. It's God that has to justify you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not you justifying yourself before the spirit that's supposed to be the one.
Yeah.
So it's also good for we to look at, as you mentioned.
That's
So
why
it's
that's why I pause it there so that when we have that consciousness,
Yes.
then whatever thing that will be discussed from there, I believe that somebody listening will also
get it.
reason with us.
Yes.
So, like you said, it's not for you to justify yourself because whatsoever you are doing, somebody need to justify you.
Yes.
and it's
You
God
understand?
that's supposed to do.
So, go on.
29. But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Jesus, and who is my neighbor? And Jesus answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiments, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. And likewise a Levite, whom he was, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, and went to him, and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn.
Set him on his own beast.
On his own beast.
Yeah.
And brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, he that showeth mercy on him. Then said Jesus unto him, go and do thou likewise.
Wow. That's a very interesting discussion.
If it's a
Are,
parable.
are you
yes.
following it?
Yes.
Very interesting discussion. But we'll go back. We need to go back. Why I said we need to go back is something very important because today we all, even those listening to us, everybody will have his own kind of understanding toward what is written here.
Yes.
Yeah, but if we really understand who the personality of God is,
Yes.
and what he's supposed to do for you when it has to do with the spiritual thing. That's why I said from the beginning that we all come from that spirit. You understand? The spirit provides all of us. But the spirit that he put in us is not that spirit that can get things right.
Yes.
So we do no wrong when we have him with us to guide
show
us
us the
on
way.
things to do.
Yes.
That's why that John 16:13 that we keep talking about, that when he said, "How be it when he, the spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he hear, that he will tell you, and he will show you things to come." We've tried to let everyone understand that there's no how the spirit of truth can come and function in a generation without somebody.
Yes.
Because he said that the spirit of truth, the world cannot have it.
Yes.
So it means somebody will bring it by himself and hand over that spirit into somebody that he chooses, so that that person can be the one now that will do the guiding.
Yes.
You understand? So that is what everyone needs to understand. So to get the path of God clear, someone with the spirit need to guide you.
Yes. Guide us.
You understand? Need to guide us.
Yes.
Need to let us know how things are supposed to be done.
Yes.
So from here you can see that when the man asks the question, it is put that he willing to justify himself.
Yes.
That's the reason why he asked that question.
Yes.
But remember, this question now is not one man from somewhere and one Jesus from somewhere. It just shows the life that we live, like
As men.
Sister Yuti have said before. So we are going to look at it from that first statement, and he said, a certain man went down. Remember that statement?
It's not up, down.
A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho.
What could take someone from Jerusalem?
To Jericho.
You understand?
Yes.
Because this is a journey. That journey is not that you are moving from this one Jerusalem somewhere
travel to-
and you are traveling from that Jerusalem to Jericho.
Jericho. No.
Even if that is what it is, it means
Journey
if
of
Jerusalem
life.
is a place that have that security, where that God, the influence of God
You are
is
not
on.
supposed to go out of
You
it.
don't supposed to go out from that city
Yes.
to the Jericho that doesn't have
War.
peace.
security.
Yes.
To even go down or up.
So
It depends on what man sees as up.
So that is why I point that, because when you understand spiritual things how it work, it means there is a way you walk. Instead of you to go up, you are going down.
Yes.
So that's why I use that word. A certain man went down. You understand?
Yes.
Because now it's defining who a neighbor is. So
Yes.
how do you live a life that make you to go down, to make you to be able to fall into a problem? That is what we want to see today.
Yes. That's why we always talked about the concept of the Spirit of God.
Yeah.
We reading this Bible today, you can clearly see what the Spirit is telling us, the way we shouldn't go, but this is where we carry because we don't have him with us. There's no light for us to see. What we know is the things of men, the way we see things, the way we understand things. You can see in this verse 31, it says, and by chance, there came down a certain priest that way. And when he saw him, he passed by the other side. According to the way we live life in this world, it's the priest that even taught us what we should do.
Yes.
You understand? It's supposed to be the priest that even show example if it was the right thing. But here we don't look at it. You understand? We don't know that the priest is supposed to be God. And even the emphasis also laid there. He said the one that showed mercy. Is it the man that's supposed to show mercy? And the one that's also have a compassion on the person. The question now is it the man that's supposed to have compassion on another man?
That is the point. That's where I want us to be following it one after the other.
Okay.
For somebody watching to understand.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
That's why I make that statement. Why I start from that 30.
Okay.
First, for somebody to understand that in the walk that you walk with that God himself, that spiritual walk, there is a pattern that you must go to be able to obtain whatever thing he wants you to have. You understand?
Yes.
But when you apply it wrongly, you will not know.
Yes.
Because we as a people, there is who we see as a neighbor.
Yes.
That's why this moment is who is our neighbor.
Yes.
I will define a neighbor first before we go into this as everyone that is born into this world with me is my neighbor.
Yes.
According to the standard of the spirit.
Yes.
Anyone that has been provided into this world, that privilege that we have, make us a neighbor.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But that is the first phase of man.
Yes.
As long as God is not there yet,
Yes.
everybody's supposed to be a neighbor.
Yes.
So if we live that life of oneness there, you see that we will not be having this problem. First, you can say our neighbor as men is the people we see around us. That is one.
Yes.
But when it has to do with God, who should come and now define things and make that neighborhood thing to become brotherhood, that's where we are going to.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Because first, look at the way the world runs. We all were privileged to be,
Better to
let me use the word born into the world, even though we have said here that we are not born yet.
For lack of words.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were privileged to born into this world. So if I was, maybe let me say where I am now, I am found here. Then Brother Savior is better somewhere else. If any day I met with him, we're supposed to, or any time or any day I met with him, I meet with him, we're supposed to live a life that show that we are
privileged to be
together
found here.
Yes.
Yes.
We're coming
this
from,
world.
from the same source.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is why we keep talking about the life that humanity have not had yet. You understand? And you cannot have that life when God is not there.
Yes.
So first, that is who our neighbor is. But you see, in that moment, because the first phase of our living has been in that wrong foundation.
Yes.
Yes.
Like he said, all the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Yes.
So if we are all out of course, it means we are living a wrong life,
Yeah.
Yes.
even though we see ourselves as a neighbor.
Yes.
So that's why I said, he who should come and now define our living. It's not just explain things, but define our living. So that our living can become that divinely living
Yes.
that will bring life.
Yes.
That's why he need to come in now, and somebody is asking, who is my neighbor? Because this person really know that the person living around him is his neighbor.
Yes.
But he still went on to the master to ask, who is my neighbor? Do you understand?
Yes.
Because I know that right now, as you are the one to tell us whatever thing we need to know.
Yes, and even this thing you are saying, just to put the way we know in the world.
Yeah.
Though the man, the way we know the neighbor is the person that lives close to you. Maybe
Yeah.
build a house beside you.
Yeah.
That's who your neighbor is. But you see the story. The man, somebody traveled and fell among thieves.
Yeah.
You didn't know. He didn't build house close to you.
Yeah.
But the way we define neighbor here is like somebody that
somebody,
lives
yeah.
close to you.
Yeah.
Somebody fell among thieves in a journey. So you happen for this one, the Good Samaritan, the way we know Good Samaritan. You understand?
Yeah.
What they did, met the person and showed mercy. That become the question of who is your neighbor that they now use to define who the neighbor is, which is supposed to be so.
Yeah.
But the application is where the problem is. How to show love.
That instances truly show you that the person you see around you in that world,
Yes.
you understand?
Yes.
Supposed to be your neighbor.
Yes.
You get?
Yes.
That from that picture you are bringing in, that's what it is.
Yes.
Which can also let us to know that the neighbor that you see is not the one living close to you.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But
Both
like,
that one and everybody in the world.
but based on the mystery that need to bring life is where we are now talking from, because that is why the parable is put.
Yes.
Because the revelation in the parable will show the life that humanity need.
Yes.
You understand? That's why it's a parable. So the parable show first the one we have been living, but the revelation of the parable show the one that God wants us to live,
Yes.
to bring that life that we all desire for,
Yes.
that unity that we all desire for,
Yes.
that peace that we all desire for.
Yes.
So you see now, in that verse 30, when it said now, a certain man went down from Jericho, from Jerusalem to Jericho.
Jericho, yes.
That emphasis is what the first thing that somebody must understand when it has to do with the way of the Spirit. Remember, there's the concept of the Spirit and there's the idea that we men have.
Yes.
Yes.
So when it has to do with the idea that we men have, is the one that we say what man knoweth is the things of man. So when it has to do with the concept of the Spirit, is the one that he said, even so, the things of God knoweth no man. Because
Except
the
the Spirit.
concept is going to come from the person with the Spirit.
Yes.
That somebody need to know. So when we keep talking about the person of God, it's not like we are trying to advertise somebody. We are trying to make the work easy for somebody out there
Yes.
to understand that the only way we can get things right, not because of the way you are learned, because no man can get to human school to get the things of the Spirit, but rather to whom it is given.
Yes.
We are not the one that bring that word to whom it is given. It is the Spirit that put that in the writing to let us know that there is one to whom it is given.
Yes.
But we keep asking, what would be given to somebody? What is that thing that is given to that person he called to whom it is given. It shows clearly that that spirit that we lack is what will be given to that person
Yes.
to be able to see into the things of the kingdom
Yes.
and guide humanity.
Yes.
So, verse 31 now is saying,
And by chance,
and by chance,
there came down a certain priest.
and we have said that the way of God is not the way that we call time and chance.
Yes.
Time and chance is what is happening with humanity.
Yes.
But the way of God is not time and chance. So when you do something that is by chance you escape,
Yes.
you need to understand
That because the person is blind.
that is because
Yes.
you are blind, and at the same time,
We
the
are
Spirit
blind.
still have help for you.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
When you are doing something in this world that put you into danger that is by chance,
You
you
escape.
escape.
Yes.
Escaped, yes.
There's a blindness.
You need to understand that the hand of the Spirit is showing you that he still have help for you. So you have been walking blindly without knowing.
Yes.
So that is the point that as we are following, somebody need to understand. So that when you are now seeing the priest, like you mentioned,
Yes.
we need, back, I remember when we talked about the life that, the good that we do,
That
does
does
not do
nobody
any man
good.
that does not do any man good. Remember we used this.
Yes.
And we try to bring that emphasis to our people that when you give people money, you understand? I remember when I was even trying to define what help is. I said, if you are supposed to go to a place to show you the good that you do for somebody, you are supposed to go to a place, and that place you're supposed to go, there's a problem on the road. A problem that can kill you if you mistakenly enter there without knowing. But you do not have transport. And peradventure, maybe by, luck, by your luck, as we call it, you meet somebody, and the person give you a certain amount of money that can even give you as your transport fare and still take care of you for some weeks. You'll be very happy.
Yeah.
Now, if you are supposed to go to that journey, maybe along the road, somebody just met you and tell you, brother or sister, where are you going to? You say, okay, I'm going to so place. He say, no, don't go there, don't go there. There's a kind of problem there. If you enter that road, they will kill you. And you make a U-turn from there. I ask, between the person that give you the money and the one that give you the information at that moment, who is the one that has done good thing for you?
The one that gave the.
You remember?
Yes.
And we said that is the one
That gives you
that give you the information.
Yes.
And so I went on to say that, based on what we were discussing, that at this moment now, we are talking about a life we are living in the world that we do not know. The end part of it.
Yes.
The last time you were talking about the way that seemeth right unto a man, and the end thereof.
And the ways of
So that is what it is. So it is the person that can see the end from the beginning.
Yes.
That's what is important.
That is what our world needs.
Yes.
Because whatsoever is written here, as men, when we read,
Yeah.
we understand, we interpret, we put them into practice. I believe it is because we want to get out something from it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We want a reward at the end of it. And we as men cannot reward ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
So whatever you want to do in the name of God, have it at the back of your heart that you cannot reward yourself. So when you interpret who a neighbor is to you, and you go ahead and practice it and do it, and at the end, what it was meant to achieve is not achieved, that means it was a wasted effort.
Yeah.
Yes.
Based on the picture you painted,
Yeah.
the one who will give us that divine information that will bring divine solution, lasting solution, is what our world needs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we are privileged to have him with us.
Yes.
So if we have been on the wrong path, because the foundations of the earth, all the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Yeah.
It is a privilege now that we have the one who will show us. So there ought to be that U-turn. So that when we come to the one who will define who a neighbor should be to us, we will now begin that journey the right journey now.
Yeah.
Because all of us as men, we cannot reward ourselves.
Yes.
And if there is no God with us to show us the path we have to toe, so that at the end, that reward that he intends to bring to us will come to us.
Because all of us are desiring for that reward.
We are
Yes.
desiring for that
Yes,
reward.
yes.
You cannot just do something without an expected end.
Yes.
So he's the one to bring an expected end. And that expected end is with him. When you look at that picture painted on that story,
Yeah.
you see now that the man who was willing to justify himself has defined the neighbor to be the one who had compassion,
Showed mercy.
showed mercy on him. But when you read other places, you see people coming to the master and say, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on
me.
me. That is to show you who should have mercy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and another picture was painted, and that picture is that the priest actually is supposed to be our neighbor.
Yeah.
That was not said, but it is a hidden concept.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual concept. The priest that saw the man in that condition and passed by was supposed to be his neighbor.
Yeah.
It didn't even pass by, it passed the other.
The other side.
Those things have the significance. That's why he's putting that thing that he's putting. In case somebody is
It's not
listening.
going that way. Enter ye not.
If you follow what we have been discussing, you see that the reason why he passed the other side.
The city
How
of
many roads
Samaritan.
there? That means not be one road.
He saw that the man left where he's supposed to be,
Yeah.
which is in Jerusalem.
Yes.
And went down to
Jericho.
Jericho.
Yeah.
That means he has,
And he was not
Yeah,
the
he
entire.
was-
He was at the other side.
He was on the other side.
Yes.
So a priest, you will know who a priest is.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Seeing that situation is, I can't go this road with this
Yeah.
person.
Into
Have
the
to
city
go-
of Samaritan.
I
Enter
have
ye
to go
not.
the other way around.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
all these things are significant, and we don't seem to understand them. The reason why we are able to point this thing out to you guys is because of that
Light.
light
That.
that has been shown on us,
Yes.
that personality that have been with us.
Right.
We have been reading this Bible for decades. For like heaven knows
How long we started?
Yes. But no one could see this.
I remember I was trying to point. I said when we read this in back in the village, I used to think that is Jehovah Witness.
Yes,
when they go around preaching. So for me, I used to like these are the priests now. When see
The person.
somebody fall on the road, they refuse to help the person, and you are carrying Bible to come and preach, preach for me. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is there. If when you listen to people today, you see that they will tell you that priest is a pastor and the
I
Levite.
refuse to.
That is the mystery that I said somebody need to understand, because if you follow the discussion, the analysis here, you see that a priest is the one who knows the road. A priest is the one who guides you on what's supposed to be, and when you are not following that thing, he can't have that business. He doesn't have business here.
Yes.
So a Levite is all those whom by the hands of the priest has been worked on.
Yes.
So they also know the mystery of the things,
The
the part of the
principle.
kingdom.
Yes.
The man that fell among the thieves is also one of the person who is on that track, but leave the track. That is why I said first he left the Jerusalem where the peace is, and went to
down.
another journey,
Yes.
which now take him down to Jericho.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
That's what it is.
And before then, there's something that it got omitted from that the passage we read, which
Yeah.
is not from the passage, but the life we live. You say in verse 27. Before then, let me read it from 26. And he said unto him, what is written in the law? How readest thou?
Yeah.
Then 27. He said, and he answering said, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart,
Yeah.
and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself.
Yeah.
You see, that one was not stated, it was not, the emphasis was not there. But quickly go to the neighbor.
Yeah.
And if you also look in Matthew 20 from verse 35, he said, let me read. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? That's you want to do what the right thing to do as men. Say, Jesus answered. Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, which is the same thing, with all thy mind. He said, the first, this is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto the first, which is love thy neighbor as thyself. So you omit that one, because if you were established on this first one, there's no how you will not continue
that's because it is from the love of God that you know who a neighbor is.
Actually is. Yes.
When you submit to God, is the same line of thought.
Yes.
When you submit to God, He will be able to define to you who a neighbor is.
Yes.
Because when you don't hold on to Him, you can take anybody as your neighbor.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
That is what it is. That's why the first thing we need to do is to make sure we establish. Now, when you talk about love the Lord thy God,
with all.
how do you love God? How do you love God? Because it's very important.
Yes, you can't love God by yourself.
He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Remember, he said so.
Yes.
If you love me, keep my commandment. So these are the things that we need to understand, because when you talk about the love of God, the love of God, we think that the love of God is emotion that we have for God. But if you understand what the love of God is, who can love God? There's no man that can love God.
I say, if you love me, keep my...
So when you use that word, if you love me, keep my commandment, it's telling you, if you love yourself,
Do what I
keep the
said.
things I said.
Yes.
Because that's what is going to help you.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
There's no kind of love that you can establish for me. I'm the one that is love.
Yes.
You don't have love. I'm the one that is love. I'm the one that have the love. So where would the man carry the love from? That is the same thing that show when we are doing this, our love thing or our good thing
For another person.
to establish our neighbor. It's the same thing. Because
We just want to look good before
The people.
the people.
before
yes.
the people.
Yes.
See, for me, I will put it this way. That's why I said something from the beginning. I said, in the world where we were privileged to be bettered into, all of us, so that nobody get us wrong, we all are neighbors.
Yes.
But that is the first phase of the life of man that has no God with it. So no matter what you do for somebody, understand that the things you are doing that moment can never turn the person to the way of righteousness.
Yes.
It can't. So everywhere you are going would still be under that foundation that we all have been living that is wrong, even though we don't know. So you keep doing something that is good for somebody that cannot end the person good with God.
Yes. And that's why it is written there when the man came to Jesus and he said he was willing to justify himself. That's the whole lifestyle that we live, because when we do this thing, we believe that we are doing it the way of God. But look at somebody going to ask a question from the master and he's already feeling like he knows already, instead of going to find out what is this thing
The
I'm
right
supposed
way
to
to
do.
do.
Yes, because that is the word they say. When you do this, you're supposed to have life.
Yes.
So you're going there to find out for yourself so that it will be of benefit to you. So you don't need to already justify yourself before the master, because even the justification that you do to yourself, you're not the one to reward yourself, and it can't even count. And that is what is hidden from the person.
Yes.
Which in our world, we think that we are smart to go and ask questions that we think that we have answers to, not knowing that answers
It
will not,
tempting.
yes,
Tempting
will not
him.
That is
lead
how
us
it is. Because
anywhere.
each time we ask those questions, we are asking the question based on, we want to confirm if what he's talking align with what I know.
Yes.
Then if he doesn't
If it doesn't align,
I
then
am
it's
not
not-
agreeing
yeah.
it. But like I said from the beginning, the ways of God is not the ways of man.
yeah.
Not just me that said it. That is what is written.
That's how
and that's
it
what
is.
we all have carried. So now, as men, we have the way of man.
Yes.
Now, as men, how are we going to have the way of God? Because it is from the way of God we have correction from the one we have been doing. So that's why I said from the beginning, how can we live a life and assume that God will not be with us as a person?
Correct us.
How can we live a life to believe that God is in the sky, a spirit that you can't see? Yes, God is a spirit. That is why I put that God is a spirit, because he's telling you that when you see that person, that God, he's a spirit, even though he look like you.
Yes.
So those are the things that we need to understand. That is why when you understand who a priest and a Levite is, you will understand that in the program of God, there is a pattern that things must follow.
Yes.
You understand? Because you cannot live. He said you
Yeah.
can't sing the Lord's song in a strange land.
Yes.
And the Lord's song is the living standard of God. You understand?
Yes.
The Spirit has a life.
Yes.
And that life will come out when He make God available in the midst of the people.
Yes. To show.
You get?
To show
You
us.
cannot live that life if you do not
Without-
connect
Yes.
to the person.
Yes.
So now, this person now, remember he has said, make for yourself friends of
Mammon. Unrighteous
unrighteous mammon.
Yes.
That when you fail, they will receive you
Into their
into their everlasting habitation.
Yes.
You can connect that to this.
Yes.
Sitting on his own.
You understand? That is why the person now will take care of him. Who even tell, wait.
Encourage him to go the wrong way.
Do you know why this thing is tagged the Good Samaritan? Do we really know that? Nobody knows that. We don't know. It's just because of the mystery of this, the voice of this, the appearance of this person that now show us. No wonder.
That the Samaritan-
Remember, no man is good.
Yes.
The
The
thing
none
now,
is
but
good.
as you're saying, there is a picture we are going to read that ties with who is good and also connects to neighbor.
Yeah, we'll go there.
Okay.
We'll go there. But I want somebody to understand this because one, we've talked about a good Samaritan. I'm bringing this analysis because people out there, there are people out there that will understand that they have been doing this thing good for people and it never end them well.
Exactly.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
I remember the last time we talked about this thing. I said somebody was calling in Nigeria Info and they were saying that, is it that anytime you want to do good for somebody, you need to investigate the person before you do the good to? I'm telling you.
Yes.
Your good deed will put in.
The man said that he has done that thing. He almost ended him in the prison for 24 years. But luckily for him, it was 7 years. He said, even if you like, go and investigate the person, that he will never do good for anybody again.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
That is what we do today. That's why some people ask, why is it that anytime you do good for people, the thing, try it today. Go to the road and see somebody that they shoot. Carry the person to hospital. They shoot them, gone.
It's not-
Carry the person to hospital. And they will ask you for police clearance.
Yes.
If you don't take time, that thing will end you for sale.
Yes.
I'm saying this because there are people that have experienced this thing.
Yes. It-
You understand? A lot of people have experienced it. That's because, and before you know, somebody will tell you, I think you want to be the good Samaritan. You understand?
Yes.
That shows you that story is not,
Correct.
The way we interpret
it's
it.
not the way we interpret
Yes.
it.
It's not.
That's why he tagged it the
Like,
good
there's a
Samaritan.
hidden message
You
that
understand?
women can't see.
That
Yes.
is what we are. That is why this moment is here.
Yes.
That is why he said, which I would like us to read, when he shows the picture when he was sending the disciples. And he told them, I would like us to read that, Matthew chapter 10. Let's read from 1.
Matthew chapter 10, I read there.
Matthew chapter
Let's read from verse 1 to 5.
from verse 1 to 5. And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease.
Yeah.
Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. The first, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother.
It's okay. You have established something. I don't want us because of time. Then go to verse 5. Because somebody following this our moment now will understand whatever thing you are going to now say.
Verse 5, these 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go ye not into the way of the Gentiles.
Break. Remember that.
Yes.
Go ye not into the way of the Gentiles. I've said before that the ways of the Gentiles, we call it the ways of the world.
Yes.
Those who are the worldly
Operates.
people. So there is a first life, the way we all have been living, where we see a neighbor to be the people around us.
Yes.
You understand? That is who a neighbor is,
Yes.
humanly.
Yes.
So that is the way of the Gentiles.
They have
Yes.
to love.
You understand?
Yes.
You need to love the people. You need to love everybody. You need to. If somebody has a child that is in the school, this human school,
You sponsor.
if you have any if you can give assistance, pay for their school fees.
That's
For
what
us, it's a good thing.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
If somebody wants to travel abroad, if you have money, pay for it.
We want to
If
get
somebody
married.
wants to marry, if you have money, want to support the person. Do you understand?
That's
You want to
the way
person,
of the
somebody want to
Gentiles.
do buying and selling. You have help. Make sure you help.
The ways of the Gentiles.
There is this incident that just recently happened. It happened, I think, a few days ago. Do you know there's this skit maker, Brent Jota? I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Yeah,
with him.
yeah.
He was traveling from Lagos to Osogbo to go and shoot a skit. And he met a lady that was selling pure water on the road. And the lady she's not
That fit.
physically
Yeah.
fit. She has all these
Amputated hand.
amputated hand. And she was selling pure water.
Support.
And people was moved by
The
that kind
situation.
of like her situation, and she's there hustling, you know. It was like he now called the lady, come. What's your name? Say her name now is Eniola something. He, what else do you do? Say she's a makeup artist. And also she says pure water just to back herself up. It's okay. What can I do for you so you can start your makeup at
Yeah,
you
we with
say
your mind.
she need like 400,000. The video is on the internet. You can just go and watch
Yeah.
it. Say it needs like 400,000 naira to start the business. So the guy now asked her if she has account number. She said yes. Then I transferred the cash to her account number. And also told her that he's going to tag her on his Instagram.
Page.
So that people can
Yes,
assist.
people can assist.
Yeah.
And the girl, luckily for her, she had an Instagram page. You get? So people are now
Oh, that's a lot.
calling. So Davido now have to say, hey, this guy is from my state. He now has to tag his uncle, that is the governor of Osun State, that they should find the girl and look her and find something and make sure that she go back to school. Could you imagine that as of today, the information that came out was like the girl that was displaying as if she's a girl is eventually a guy. Like
That's a good story. You see, that
he's
is
a guy.
you see, that is what it is. Oh, that is what that one self doesn't even show the arm side.
And now people are kind of regretting why they are
They assist.
They are helping.
helping her. You know, so people has already given her money. They have called the governor to assist her, and even Davido went on and say that the governor should have bought. That is a scam. You see, and that is the kind of way we men have been living, because we're trying to assist.
Yes.
To do good.
Do good.
Yeah.
When it's
You
not
see,
in our place.
like what you just said now, you can see that this one now, it doesn't look like he armed people.
Yes.
Do you
Because
understand?
it's still human being that
That
needs the assistance.
We
if you
can
say
only
like that.
read this one from the side of letting somebody understand that this is what we call help.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But it doesn't harm people as people would think. This one doesn't harm.
Yes.
Harm their
But if you
cash.
understand that it's the same thing that we are talking here.
Yes.
That one that look like doesn't harm people. Remember, there are ones that cause death.
Yes.
You understand? So
That's
this is why I said before, and we keep talking about it here, that the one that defines things is God. Because any assistance you are giving to somebody that cannot lead that person to the way of God,
You are
for
killing the
God,
person.
You're killing.
you are killing the person.
Yes.
That is the person that sees what is wrong.
Yes.
We human, we can't see that.
Yes.
So we are not here trying to tell people not to assist somebody. That's not why we are here. We are letting the people to understand that the assistance you are giving to people cannot fetch you anything with God
Yes.
if God does not approve it.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So that somebody don't get the wrong message, because it should be clear from everything we have been talking here.
Yeah.
We are saying there's a life that we ought to live. That life said that Bro Kufre don't supposed to own this thing as his own.
Yes.
Why Savior does not get access to it? That is what that life said. So who can make that life to be okay for humanity as a whole?
Yes.
To be one people, sharing things in common as one people. That is the life. Not the one that because you are the one that is carrying the purse, so you can remove
Decide
some and
who,
dash
who to
somebody
give and who not to
and
give.
think that you are doing a very good work before God.
Even when you have the sincere heart to do that, how many people
Can you do it for?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people, millions of people on the street.
So back
There's one who can restore us all.
back
You
to
understand?
the point right now is that we've talked about the way of the
The Gentiles.
Okay, from verse five.
the Samaritan, the
The way-
Gentiles.
Yes.
The way of the Gentiles first.
Yes.
And the way of the Gentiles is this way.
Yes.
What
This
is going on? What you
Yes.
describe now is the way of the Gentiles.
Yes.
We all have been doing that.
Yes.
Many of us. I remember that I was even called small Jesus. That Jesus where one serve people, where he himself
He's
never
not.
they serve.
Yes.
You know, that's what we are doing today. Everybody want to serve situation, but we have not been saved yet.
Yes.
That's why every of the assistance we give to the people, it can't lead to anywhere. You give somebody assistance today, tomorrow, as long as it's money, the person will need another one.
Yes.
You understand? That is what it
solution.
is. So that light that says, such as I have, silver and gold I have none. Such as I have, I give it unto you. Rise up and walk, even though it's not a mad proclamation.
Yes.
That is what we need. You understand? So, but this I just brought is to let somebody understand the way of the Samaritan.
Yeah.
But we
Of
just
the
talked about the way of the Gentiles
Gentiles.
first. There's the way of the Samaritan. So he said, go not into the way of the Gentiles first, and into any city of the Samaritan enter ye not.
Two kind of people.
These are the people that we all believe that they were the disciple of the Christ. You understand? These are the people that we believe, even though such a thing never existed. But this is what is going on today. It's going on today.
Yes.
You remember the video that we made when we talked about the good that we do, that serve no man good? We used a video
Yeah.
about one of the apostles that sent the people to Cyprus, remember?
Yes.
And the other pastor, Igina, brought it out and was like, why is it that the good thing that the man
Was
has been
doing,
doing is not appreciated
Yeah.
by men? You understand? I say, even men cannot appreciate what you are doing.
As
Is
good
it
as
God?
you think.
The things that you do that men they like it. They turn back to tell you that thing was not good. That need to show you there is a sign on it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
And we try to let everyone to understand that we are not bringing this thing because we want to condemn the person, but we are bringing this thing because we are using the concept. The concept is the help that we believe that the person was given to a people.
Yeah.
And we say it's not about the person because it's the same thing that all of us have been doing.
Involved with- Yes.
But we are talking about help that you need to do to be able to show that life that God needs, so that you can gain that your own life
Yes.
too from God. That is the good that we do, that serve no man good.
Yes.
But we need to do a good that will serve you good, because the one who reward you good is the God who sees what you are doing.
Yes.
And we are talking from that angle. So let's look at the Samaritan way,
I say we should not.
which is the
enter.
reason why he tagged the good Samaritan, and he bring it as a parable in Luke chapter 10. And we don't know anytime we read it.
Yes.
Before we go back there and end our discussion, let's read this one again, that verse 5 again, all through,
Okay.
for somebody to understand what we need to analyze there.
Matthew chapter 10 from verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Okay? Into any city of the Samaritans.
Samaritans.
So it means there is a city of Samaritans.
Yeah.
You get?
Yes.
He said,
No.
in any of it, don't enter.
Their operation, their way of
You
life.
understand?
Yes.
And we have discussed that this thing that is talking about is the spirit that put this thing, is the way of living,
Yes.
is the way of life.
Yes.
So we cannot live the way of the world
And get,
and get the proper solution from God.
yeah.
So what is this way of the Samaritan is what is explained in Luke 10.
Yes.
That's why it said, do not enter that road. That road that you think that you are the one that want to take my place.
That can do good
You
to
understand?
people when you're not good.
So these are the things, because anytime this thing backfire, we don't know that even though it doesn't backfire against us, it's also because we are still taking the position that does not belong to us.
Yes.
Because the one that should help is
It's
God.
God, yes.
If you can see that, you see that no matter the help you give to somebody, the person see prayer and talk as prayer and pray for God help.
Yes.
It means our own help
Doesn't count.
doesn't work anything.
Yes.
Are you seeing it?
Yes.
It doesn't work anything. So before the man now, who is now willing to justify himself, brought up this thing for all of us to understand today by the revelation now that is showing to us. You see, the end part of it show the care that the person was given.
He could not complete it.
He was given the care.
Yes.
And got to a point, he said, no, he now left and said, when I come back, I will come and settle the other one. One thing is that when you do this thing, you don't forget that you may go. You never return back.
Yes.
We don't understand that.
Yes.
Because you are in the same way.
Yeah.
It's them
If the
journey.
man fell on thieves,
You can go
among
and fail
thieves,
too.
you too, you can go
Yes.
and not come back.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't say it's possible. It's over possible, sir.
Yes,
You
it
can
is.
just leave that place. Have you not seen how many people did I see that they call and say somebody's sick? I remember my own.
On your
Somebody
way-
sick with somebody. On the way to the village, he has an accident and died there.
Yes.
The person that is sick is
Was
still-
trying to do
The
good.
person recovered and went back home.
Yes.
And you that
And
went to go and do the sick
I don't know. Is it that you people don't experience
No,
that?
it is
It
way it
happened
is.
with us. I can tell you the person name. The brother is sick. Not be mama, not even papa. The brother is sick. He moved, enter motor, and die at the spot. Get an accident and die at the spot. You see, so this is not life.
Yeah.
This is not life. So these are the things we are trying to let everybody to understand.
Yeah.
We are not saying that this message that we are trying to pass out there, somebody can stay there and use it for anything.
No.
Because
Doesn't work.
no matter what you know from this moment that we keep reasoning here, you still need this person to be able to get that his guide
Yes.
that will help you. He said that woe to them that go down to Egypt and have not asked of my mouth. Because the mouth of the Lord is the person that the Spirit dwells in.
Yeah.
He is the one to guide humanity. That's why I brought that John 16:13 in. It's very important because many times when we talked about that spirit of truth, we think that somebody can just be in a quiet moment. When you are sober, the thing will come. No. And we have said here that why humanity, we can't get the spirit, the power of that spirit is because we assume that we can call the spirit
To come to
to
us.
come to us. No, that is not the program. The program said
I
the
will
spirit will
choose.
choose a place to go, which is a body that they provide to dwell in.
Yes. And
That we humans
it's our
will go to
duty
that
to
person,
seek for that person.
believe in the things that the person would say to us, so that the spirit that bring that person can give us the power to be able to keep to the things of God, to make us his
His own.
children, his
And,
son.
and that is what will establish the Lord our God.
Yeah.
Because what you are explaining is what will actually establish the Lord our God. So that he will now show us
Those way,
Yes.
which connects to if you love me.
keep
Keep
my
my-
He
commandments.
said, keep my commandment.
You know, we talked about commandment
Exactly.
too. That commandment is not the one you read in the paper.
Yeah.
It's the one that the commander will voice out to you.
Yes.
At that moment, it's like ordinances. It's showing you the mystery, the technique of this world.
Yeah.
Because the world is a trap that the Spirit set for all of us.
Okay.
Yes.
That they call it serpent.
Yes.
The life is a serpentous life.
Yeah.
So he take the mystery of the Spirit to show you how to go so that you don't get caught up.
Very complex.
You understand?
Yes.
The life is complex.
Yes.
Complex.
So with the voice of that person, you see that things will be easy.
Yes.
Things will be easy. So you see that in that Luke 10, the end part of it, after all these things, the question was asked.
Who thou thinkest?
Now it's not the man that asked the question. It's the master that brought out the parable.
Yes.
You understand? He brought out the parable
Among the-
because the man willing to justify
Justify
himself. So he
himself,
gave
yes.
him back
Yes.
to the man and asked,
What do you
Which
think?
none of these three
who
thinkest
now
thou
is the neighbor of this
was
person?
neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves?
He didn't describe who a neighbor is.
Please, yes.
Remember, he
He's
didn't
not
say
the
who
one,
do you
yes.
think is a neighbor.
Or a
He
neighbor
just
is
said
this
who is
person.
a neighbor to this man.
According to your own
Because you want to
definition.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Who is a neighbor to this man? Because this man has chosen.
Somebody must, so meaning that if somebody sees another of his fellow human in trouble and pass the other way, the other side, that person is not a neighbor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he say, which of these three is a neighbor? So meaning
the
that
man,
even
to
if
the man.
to the man. So it means that if you see somebody in trouble and you know that that trouble is as a result of the person's neglect
Yes.
of the person of God,
Misapplication, yes.
you avoiding the person is obedience to God.
Yes.
That's what we see. You understand? That's what we see. But remember, for somebody to understand that this is how these things are, first, God will come. He doesn't condemn the life we live.
No?
But where condemnation will come is when he show you the things to do
And you
don't
refuse.
do it.
Yes.
Remember, no matter what we are doing in this world, he said, if I have not come and spoken unto them, they hath not sinned.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the sin there, but I'm not counting against them.
Yeah.
Because
That's
it
why
was
I
made
need to
like
I need to
that
come and
first.
forgive them, to correct them, to show them the way. So when I now show them the way, that is when I will start to count for them.
If you refuse.
That's why we send this information to people out there to let everybody to understand that no matter what you are going through, no matter the life you live, no matter the people you have, no matter the things that is surrounded you, no matter how you feel that you are living a wrong life, we are saying God does not condemn anybody yet until you have been shown the way that you're supposed to go. When you now show the way, and that spirit that it come with doesn't give you the power to be able to keep to those things, that means the spirit really doesn't want you to make it. You understand?
Yes.
That means he doesn't want you to make it. But because his will is that everybody should make it,
Yes.
That's
That
the God.
none should
it's you
perish.
that will choose it.
Yeah.
Whether I should walk to make it.
So at
Because
this point, let's read Matthew chapter 19. Matthew chapter 19 from verses 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? None is good.
There is none.
There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. And he said unto him, which Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
You see the picture of what we have been doing in our world as good.
Yeah.
And the reply from the master is that there is none that is good, but one. And that is the
God.
person of God.
Yes.
That is the chosen one, the one who should interpret and show us who a neighbor is.
Yeah.
Now, this man has neighbors in his world, and he has been loving his neighbor as himself.
Yes.
Because his reply is that, Master, I've been doing this.
From my youth up.
But there is no result,
Yes.
no
Something is-
reward.
Something is lacking.
So that means also what we interpret our neighbor to be, what we have been doing to our neighbors, cannot reward us.
Yeah.
So the master now had to now show him the part that is missing, because he is the one to fulfill what we have been reading as laws,
Yes.
what we think we know to do. He is the one to fulfill it by showing us how that can be done for us to get the reward of eternal life.
You see, if you follow this thing that we just said now, from what you are saying now, you see why everything we point. Let me add what you are just saying now. Let me add it this way. We have said that the life we were programmed to live is a life, is a living standard.
Yeah.
We all go that way. You call it the way of man. You call it another man's way. That is the word you use in the Bible.
yes.
That's why I said, if you have not been faithful in that, which is another man's, if you have not been faithful in that, which is another man's, who shall give you the one that is yours? So the way we live, that's why if you understand the right thing, if somebody is pressing into to live according to those letters, those instructions that
That is
is
written.
put in the letter, you see that there's a way the person would be in the world.
Yeah.
You understand? There's a way the person. So the spirit that put that knows that humanity cannot live a perfect life.
Yes.
But if you can live this way with one another, it will be easy
Yes.
when the perfect one comes. Do you understand? But the thing is that he has also established what is called self-righteousness in us.
Yes.
So even when the master comes, no problem.
Yes.
So that's why he's asking.
Perfect.
And after everything now he showed, he could not stand. But that is also because he cannot do those things, because the Spirit is still showing us that that cannot show a fulfillment. Because anything I said in the writing, I will show you that no man can fulfill it.
Yes.
Because I never established that standard yet.
Yes.
So whatever thing you read, you see that the person will turn back.
Because he can't
Because
fulfill it
he
in
can't show you
letters.
that the fulfillment was there.
Yes.
So the fulfillment is now when it's available
Yes.
to make this thing work.
Yes.
In the reading, it's always incomplete.
Yes.
And if you want this, I just saw this one. Like, you see, all these things they say, go and do this. Say he has done it. He have done all these things. It shows that you can't do all these things by yourself and
Yeah.
get it right. He said, go and say all you have
And give to the poor.
and follow me.
And come and follow me.
Come and follow me.
Yeah.
So on your own, you can't do it.
That is why there is nothing that can be established without him, because
That's
now he show you that the things you are holding is your problem. When you carry and go sell and give to the poor is become the one that will hold the thing.
Hold
If
the
the
problem.
poor is the one you define, we define. The
Yes.
poor has become the rich man.
Yes.
You understand?
And
The
in
poor
that
man
sense,
doesn't
nobody
live
wants to be.
eternal life.
Yes. Yes.
You see, so you have imbalanced program when God is not there.
That's
So the reason why our world today that things are not balanced yet is because of the absence of God.
Yes.
That everyone need to understand. So that's why we said the good news that we try to bring here is not because we are trying to advertise somebody, but we must do what we need to do. So if anybody is out there watching us, should understand that you also have a part to play in this movement.
Yes.
That's why we keep saying that this is a movement. We are not Christians here. We are not Hindu. We are not pagans. But the thing is that we use Bible to analyze this thing. And we keep telling you the Bible cannot help you
Yeah.
outside the person by whom the Spirit has chosen to
chosen.
dwell in.
Yes.
So if you see the things we analyze here, we try to reason through here with the people watching us. They should understand that this is not reading. It's not reading that brings this thing.
Yeah.
It's a revelation from a source that can help humanity.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Because if it's reading, as you keep reading this thing, you have been reading it like you said before. For how many years now? But we never see it this way.
Yes.
Because
So,
the reading is supposed to be their life. And you have been doing it. Have you seen the results?
Yes.
So that's why I asked that question. How do you read it? So you read it, but application show that you are wrong. So we are saying if anybody who's watching us out there should understand that this podcast is not
A new direction.
is not any kind of podcast that we ever come across. Yeah, we may be talking things that doesn't make sense, but like I've said before, the path of God, we are not here to make sense, because the way of God, he says, is foolishness unto men.
Yes.
But when we apply it, when we follow it, that is when we see that the reward, the solution we cry for, is inside of it.
Yes.
Because the sign that follow him, it will never show you from the beginning. It will show you as you enter into it.
It's a sign follows
You
those
see?
that believe.
So everyone out there, wherever you are, if you have any question based on everything that we have been discussing here about the neighbor, we have described that the neighbor is not just who we define as a neighbor, because if we want to put humanly, the neighbor is the people we have around us. Yes, that's who a neighbor is when we put it humanly. But when it has to do with God, your neighbor is the one that you need to show love. And what is the love that you need to show your neighbor? It's not money that you give, because the love that God talks about is showing your neighbor the way that he will live according to the way of God, that will never allow him to fall into a problem.
Yeah.
That is the love that you have for anybody.
Yes.
I hope what we are discussing here should make that sense that you want to you right now. That the love you need to show it to your neighbor is to show the person a way that it will never fall into a problem.
Yes.
The question is, you that are watching us, do you have that power? The answer is no. I don't want you to answer us. We give you the answer, because the answer is no. You do not have that life that can make another person not to fall into a problem. But there's one that have it. We that are here, we don't even have it either. But we can point you to the person that we keep talking about, that have that guide to guide us. Because if we can see, we will know how to walk, and we will never stumble. That is what light comes to do, to shine on us, to know how to walk. In light, he shine on you, then you see a road to go. The light doesn't even see himself, but rather it's for you to have a view on how to go. So this moment is for you. This personality we talked about is for you.
Us.
It's for you out there, because for us, we already have it, and so we are working on it. But we are bringing this one to let you know that you can also have it, and even work to be smarter than us, because those who come after us can also be smarter than us. So if you have any question that you want to ask, we have our email addresses on the screen there. Send us a mail through the email addresses, and we get back to you. If you also want to be a part of our life movement, yeah, the email addresses is there. Link us up. Let us know that you want to be a part of our life movement. We sent you a link where you will join us via Google Meet, Zoom meeting, or Skype. Those procedures does not require any monetary charge. All you need is to have your internet working. Then you are good to go. So bye for now.